All right, here we go. We are live. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and welcome to another late night live stream. I can't sleep, you can't sleep. We are looking for a little bit more human contact, and this is about as good as it gets. I was going to start this a little earlier though. It's 9:14 now. I was going to start at around 8. But you know what? I remembered HBO was giving out some of their programs for free, and I started watching McMillions, which, yeah, McMillions. If you've all watched the Tiger King thing on Netflix, this is your next Stranger Than Life crime drama out there. Hey Joe, how you doing? But anyway, before we get too far into this, let me explain what this is for those of you who might be watching this in the future, and also this gives us a chance to let some more people come into the room, of course. This is a live stream video. Hence, what it means is we don't necessarily have a point to what's going on. We are just talking, we are chilling, we are communicating with one another, and that's how it flows. However, we do have a main topic, and if you are only interested in that main topic, which is what the title of the video is, then you just need to stick around for the first 10 to 15 minutes. That should be all that you need, and the story will go. We will share the story, and then we will open up the questions and answers and general hanging out vibe, of which we come well prepared for every single time. Oh geez, my nose is itchy. Sorry, my nose is itchy. I hate it when that happens a lot. But anyway, I interesting. I was like not going to do a story about this. I think I made it pretty clear yesterday that I'm losing a lot of interest in the rideshare world. However, I found this to be interesting when several people sent me this article that Lyft was getting into an Uber Eats style delivery program. I was like, well, it's either the best time to start one of those things or it's the worst time to start one of those things. And of course, I looked at it, I couldn't help myself, and it turns out, no, it's not a Lyft Eats, it's not a competitor to Uber Eats, it's something very, very different. Hey, Romeo, hey, Vicky, let me tweak that a little bit. And this is from Fast Company, and this article pretty much explains what it is, and it's not what you might think it is. That's a mouthful, but anyway, it says, as demand for rides plummet during the C virus pandemic, Lyft says it's now delivering food, medical supplies, and other necessities with a new pivot service called Essential Deliveries. And no, it's not. It's currently, I love that keyword, currently, not a clone of Uber Eats. Wow, the tip of my tongue is really itchy. I'm sorry, folks. Instead, Lyft is recruiting drivers to deliver meals, groceries, life-sustaining medical supplies, hygiene products, and home necessities for non-profit groups. Interesting question, Romeo. I will answer that in a moment. Yeah, so where was I? Yeah. So Lyft wrote on its blog post, businesses and healthcare organizations. Lyft says the deliveries will be contact-free and it plans to pay drivers as if they were fulfilling standard rides. Quote, at this point in time, it's just for organizations, not individuals, a Lyft spokesperson told Fast Company. We are committed to running this current program as long as it is helpful for our communities during the C virus pandemic. The company said the service is coming to the following U.S. cities first: Atlanta, Austin, Dallas, Houston, Indianapolis, Orlando, Phoenix, San Francisco, San Antonio, and Seattle. So for those of you who are not aware of what this means, this is not, you're not going to have like a Lyft Eats app or an option where it's like, hey, you want us to pick you up some McDonald's? Well, just like, no, that's not what it is. They are teaming up with certain businesses and nonprofit organizations to deliver essential supplies. They're basically donating drivers' times. And because they will be donating their time and driver services, they will get a huge tax write-off when this is all said and done. That's what it is. Now, it is interesting because it says currently, as if Fast Company is acknowledging this technology, once it's refined during this trial period, it can in theory be used on a more global scale to eventually launch a delivery service of its own that would be made for profit. But right now, Lyft needs to do something because their only business is down the crapper. It's down the crapper, and they don't have any supplemental income like Uber does. Vicky says, so will the drivers get paid? The drivers will get paid the standard driver rate as if they were taking a passenger. So yes, drivers will get paid. Of course, it's not going to be much, but if you are in Atlanta, Austin, Dallas, Houston, Indianapolis, Orlando, Phoenix, San Francisco, San Diego, San Antonio, or Seattle, you might be able to apply for this, and therefore you can actually start doing things for the Lyft platform again, as opposed to just having Uber Eats and Postmates. So, and by the way, since they are dealing with nonprofits and businesses of that nature, I would not be expecting very high tips. I really would not be expecting that too much. So anyway, that's the main story. That's the main story. Like I said, it's not complicated at all. So we're just going to leave that there. And now we're going to open it up to Q&A, regular chatting. So if you guys want me to stick around for an hour, make sure to be asking questions and everything, because we've got that McMillions show going on. So I want to get back to watching that, but I definitely want to spend time with you as well. So let me go up to see what, we have Joe, we have Vicky, we have Romero, we have Ryan, one of my YouTube members. Thank you for joining me. Romeo says, you play the Final Fantasy VII Remake? Yes, me and my wife have been playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake. We are on chapter, I think, 8. 8. We just defeated Reno from the Turks and are walking across the roof. So I'm pretty sure I'm not spoiling anything because that was in the original game. I'm not. Admittingly, they are adding a lot more than I expected. I thought this would be like a much more straightforward remake, but it's not, and I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it yet. But it is a lot of fun, and it is very well made, and yeah, who knows? I mean, so far they're pulling it off. So far they are pulling it off. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Rick, let's see here. Jody says, I just wondered how many companies there are going to be that are doing this before it becomes too saturated and the bottom ends falling out. Well, Lyft isn't doing it as a business right now. They're doing it as really a charity when you get down to it. They're doing it as a charity and probably as a testing ground. Like, they want to develop delivery technology, but they can't do it on a massive scale right now. So they're just going to do it for like some nonprofits and stuff. And nonprofits are typically a lot more forgiving about this sort of thing while they're working out the glitches. So that's, you're right. There might be too many services at one point, but within a year, we're all going to be going back to normal, and it won't be nearly as big. Hey, Mark, how you doing? I haven't gotten to the last boss yet. Vicky says, no Uber or Ola driving here in New Zealand. There's not a lot anywhere. Rick Review, shout out to Joe C. first in the chat. Oh, I said hi to him. Gurjit said, hey, Kevin, long time. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you here. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, do we have any questions? Any other topics we want to talk about tonight? Anything at all? If not, well, that's fine. We'll just make this a very, very short one. How are you, Kevin? I'm doing fine. I'm starting to get a little depressed, only because of being inside the house. We're finally taking walks again now that we've got the masks. But otherwise we're doing fine. Got the stimulus check today, so paid the rent for next month and paid off some bills, and then we will invest in some stocks, which we will make a video of. So, but otherwise, it's just getting through another day. I keep getting encouraged by the stories of the economy reopening, and I've been looking at the website for where the virus is spreading, and I am definitely very happy to see the curve flattening. Like, let's see where it is right now. Like, refresh. Sorry, folks. Hold on one second. Wow, this thing is taking forever to load. I don't know why it's taking forever to load. Well, anyway, yesterday the curve was kind of tilting a little, so that was really encouraging. I'll keep my eye on that. UPS and FedEx is still cheaper. Oh, hey, thank you for the $2 super chat. I will drink to your health. Oh, yeah, here it is. It's finally low. It's finally loaded. This is what we. Yeah, come on. This is what we've been aiming for. See how it's starting to tilt. See how it's tilting right now. That's what we've been aiming for, and it appears to be working, and a lot less people will die than we expected to. So that is very, very encouraging. Okay, Ryan says, I'm guessing that you are aware the Three Little Pigs was edited. Yeah, that was even edited on the Walt Disney Treasures DVD though. So, girlfriend got her check, not me though. Oh well, that's good that she got it at least. Rick says, tell us more about how you pass time or new habits you've got. Interestingly, I made a video that kind of hinted at what I am doing these days. Let me see if I can't find it. It was still a educational how-to video, of course, but the video was called how to use Todoist to stay busy during a pandemic. This is on the Apptrepreneur channel. It's about 15 minutes long. That will give you a pretty good idea of what I'm doing. And then I might make another video for YouTube and Patreon members about how I'm spending my time, because it's more vlog style. And like I said, I'm trying, people who are actually giving me money, even though they don't have to do that, I am trying to reward that with bonus content that is exclusive only to them. So that will probably be this week's video. Excuse me. Hey, Steven, how you doing? UPS and FedEx is still cheaper. Okay. Kevin, that only water or something inside the water? Oh, no, it's just water. Just water. We've got some time, sadly. I agree. I mean, like I said, if you look at that curve, it's like it's starting to curve, but the thing is, it has to go down a little before they can seriously start, letting people back, because well, they don't want a second outbreak. That's for certain. Vicky says we might be coming out of level 4 next week to level 3. Restaurants and bars will still close. Yeah, I know exactly. Man about college isn't for everyone. No, it's not. Oh yeah, we'll watch that. I've been in garden lots. Interesting. All right. So yeah, no, I've been keeping busy though. I'm also working on a couple videos. I'm working on like a Quibi movie review. I'm working on Criterion collection videos. I'm working on some Trip stuff, because right now Trip is definitely one of the only topics in the gig economy that I'm totally fascinated by right now. Oh, wait, John says, yo, Kevin, what's up? So Lyft is getting into groceries? That is so funny. Well, they're getting into groceries for nonprofits. That's the key word there, nonprofits. It's not a full-fledged business yet. Jody says maybe they need to complete quarantine New York and cut them off from the rest of the U.S. until it dies down. I think that was suggested early on. The problem was by the time they got around to making serious headway, it had spread too much, so it wouldn't necessarily do much. Budweiser kills the Corona. Yeah, well, I don't drink beer, so so when it comes to Budweiser or Corona, I have no opinion whatsoever. Huh. Roman says, I felt that college isn't for me because I'm not one of those people that learn fast. Well, college isn't about learning things fast. It's about learning things, period. So that's my statement on that. So you can go to college for really as long as you need to. And, that degree will help you in certain fields. That's for certain. So, John says marijuana kills all viruses. It really doesn't, but, from what I hear, it feels good to think so. But no, it doesn't. I heard other countries are open now. No, not all of them. China and Italy are starting to reopen, but Germany, France, United Kingdom, Iran, Turkey, Belgium, Brazil, Spain, all these companies are still on lockdown. You can just take a couple classes at a time or go at your own pace in college. Yeah, exactly. Now these days, colleges only making money for themselves. Well, that's kind of how it's always been. College is a business, so there's a reason not everyone goes. So that, excuse me, like got something. I think I swallowed something. And yes, there's online college too. Heck, Yale is doing online courses, and I know some people who are actually taking online courses through Yale, and it's like they can say, "I'm officially going to Yale." Mark says, "I wouldn't let anyone in the U.S. until a vaccine is available." That will probably be true. I would not be too terribly surprised if international travel was severely restricted until a vaccine is available. So about a year. But we'll have to wait and see. You never know. You never know. Some bigger surprises have happened before. So no, that's not 10 years from now, Romeo. It's 1 year, maybe a year and a half. But it doesn't take that long to develop a vaccine. Have you done any more visits to the drive-in theater? We did go to see Trolls World Tour last week because it's the only new movie that opened in a month and it was in the drive-in theaters. But I but I don't know. It's let's see here. What's at Mission Tiki Theater right now? Mission Tiki uh, Drive-In. So what is playing there right now? The Hunt. No interest in seeing that. The Invisible Man. Seen it. Onward. Seen it and own it. Impractical Jokers the movie. No interest in seeing it. Trolls World Tour. Seen it already. Sonic the Hedgehog. Seen it a few times. Birds of Prey. Seen it and Bloodshot. Not particularly interested. So they do have an Indiana Jones double feature coming soon though. So might just do that. You never know. If Hillary Clinton was president, how long would we be in lockdown? I would say about the same amount of time. Hey, Uberman Tampa, how you doing? John says Taiwan has their baseball season going. So where did this virus originate? The virus originated in Wuhan, China. Was it any good? Yeah, it was good. It was enjoyable. I mean, it's Trolls. It's at best a 3.5 star movie, but it was enjoyable. I like the music. Mark says time to get manufactured items back to the USA, not be dependent on China. I believe that will definitely happen. In fact, one of the things about the stimulus package is companies can get loan forgiveness on certain things if they bring so many jobs back to America. So they really pushed like they wanted jobs come back to America. Let's see here. And 187 Gaming says, I take hospital workers to work, pick up old people for appointment, food delivery, take restaurant works to work to feed people. Where is our respect? Well, 187 Gaming, I'm just gonna say right now that sounds incredibly dangerous and foolish, to be perfectly blunt. You're taking hospital workers to work. They are very, very much likely to get the virus. Then you are picking up old people who are very susceptible to the virus, and then you're doing food delivery for the restaurants. Not that bad right now, but those two things you do, that is not. I don't. That's not helping anyone. I'm sorry to say. That's just not. Feel free to be mad. You can give me the thumbs down and leave if you want, but you get no respect from me for that. None whatsoever, because that's a foolish thing to do, in my opinion. So, Uberman says, all my bills are at zero, so I'm feeling pretty... Yay! I'm so happy that that your bills are to zero. So happy for that. China, okay, so is it possible that China created the virus? Well, the virus was created in China because of unsanitary food markets. At least that's what the common knowledge is. That's what the research shows. Maybe it's wrong. I don't know. But yeah, China's definitely responsible for the virus. So, hey, Crystal, how you doing? Oh, Jermaine Ellis is streaming? Oh, hold on. Let me see. Is he doing a live stream now? No, he's not anymore. Oh well, not that I can do much. He hates me, so I don't think the live stream bombing thing would actually be met with warm welcome here. So anyway, still haven't gotten the stimulus money. Yeah, yeah, some people haven't. Some people got bills to pay. They need a ride. Yep, I know, but and that's the pickle. But I'm sorry, you're not helping. You're not helping. If you get that virus, and it's very likely you can because you're transporting hospital workers, you're also picking up old people. You've got a much higher chance of giving that to the older people, and who are more sustainable to death because of the older people. I'm sorry. If you are truly interested in helping them, I would recommend you stop. And if you need to pay bills, find another way to do it. All right, Ryan says, do you think that the San Diego Comic Con will be pushed back this year, or is it too early to predict? I definitely think the San Diego Comic Con will probably, if it happens this year, it will not happen at the capacity that it usually is. I think I actually answered this question once on the live stream. If it goes through, they're gonna have to shave 35% of the people out, and so they're probably gonna send notifications out like, hey, we need to thin the crowd. If you agree to forfeit your tickets and not come, we will guarantee you're coming to next year's Comic-Con. And they could probably get a lot of people to do that under those circumstances. So I haven't done people since January 187. Been doing very well with Whole Foods. If I don't drive, I don't eat. So you're not doing it to help people. You're doing it for yourself. Which, hey, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you're not being altruistic. You're not. You need to make money, and that's why you're doing it. Because if you're doing it to help people, from my perspective, you wouldn't do this. So, oh, he just ended. Yeah. Oh, well, I figured he just ended it. So, yeah. All right. You really don't want this virus. You'll be down for 2 months. Exactly. So, let's see here. The city of Chicago will be open. Not anytime soon. Hey, Noah, how you doing? Glad you could join us. So, caught up a lot faster than I thought it will. Of course, the main topic was only 6 minutes long. So, do you miss Disneyland? I do. As much as I am very unhappy with the company and how they're literally price gouging us, so we weren't going to be going. We didn't renew our annual passes. We weren't going to do that this year. But I do miss it. Now, that said, when things start to reopen and when they can say theme parks can be open again, first thing we're going to do is going to go to Universal Studios and Six Flags because we have annual passes for those places. So, but I do miss Disneyland. Not $200+ a day, but I do miss it. So, let's see. It always says Target and Domini's and Pizza Place and Walmart are hiring a lot of people. Yeah, I believe it. I totally believe it. They need that help. You're in Charlotte's not so bad here. Well, Charlotte is not. What does Charlotte look like? Let me look at the map. That's in U.S. Too close. Too close. So, oh no, that's here. Let's move here. Those red dots. All right, let me look for Charlotte real quick. Well, there's a lot of little dots in Virginia, but not. I can't actually find it on. I can't find it on this map. They don't. Oh, here's how we. This is how we'll do it. We'll use the U.S. map. That's how. That's how I will find it much easier. So, yeah, I just can't find Charlotte on this map. I know they didn't they didn't make it super easy to find these things if unless you actually live there and you know exactly where to look on the map. Oh, wait, there it is. There it is. I found it. 38 confirmed cases and one death. All right. In all fairness, oh, North Carolina. There's a Charlotte in Virginia too. So, all right. Let's. It feels like a game of Where's Waldo? So, North Carolina. There, Charlotte. There's North Carolina. I see. Okay, dude, no. No. That you have over 1,000 cases there with 16 deaths. No, stop. It's no. You're not helping anyone. I'm sorry. So, all right, go let me go back up a little. So, uh all right. No, that's good. That's good, Scott, really. Ryan says, "What is your favorite ride at Universal Studios Hollywood?" The Simpsons ride. And Mark says, 61 years old, have never been to Disneyland or World. You know, that would be an interesting test. It really would be. Would someone who has gone their whole life not going to Disneyland find a lot of enjoyment out of it? That's an interesting question because I think Disneyland and Disney World, there's a certain amount of nostalgia that's at play there. I think people who go there for the first time in their lives when they're adults typically don't like it that much. I know some people who seem to be real big Disneyland fans tend to be the ones who first went when they were younger. So that would be interesting if you went, and I'd be curious what your reaction would be. Only 5,000 people got it in North Carolina. Well, that's look, the map officially says for Charlotte over 1,000, and that's not good. That is not good at all. If you're in one of these places like Iredell, um, that has only 72 cases, that might be one thing. Or Lincoln, which has 15, which is really nothing. Lincoln, that's nothing. But over 1,000, oh no, you're probably going to get it, and you're going to spread it to other people. It's not wise. Um, so that's my opinion. Marco says, I went to Disney World the beginning of March. I just made it before the shutdown. I'm so glad I went. The most fun I had since I was a kid. I'm glad you liked it. So you know the hospital ordered for my rider. I don't care who ordered it. I really don't care who ordered it. Bottom line, it's from the hospital. So, you know, much higher chance of you catching it and then giving it to other people. And if you are driving older people around, again, you're really not helping. But I've said my piece. You've said your piece. So Jody says they can't fight with the landlord about therapy for my son. So other children in the city says they can't go nowhere. The landlord either, and the city says he doesn't want. Get a lawyer involved. If it's that important to you, get a lawyer involved. I, I'm sympathetic, but I can't help you. That is beyond the advice I am able to give. So get a lawyer involved if it's that important to you. So, would it be unreasonable to put plastic bags in the car and request passengers sneeze or cough into them with a big sign? Hmm. See, if you're that concerned about it, the solution's simple. Don't do it at all. I mean, is it unreasonable at this point? Here's what you can do. If you absolutely must do this, everyone wears a mask. If you're not wearing a mask, you're not getting a ride. It's that simple. By the way, we've got 33 people. If anyone wants to give us a thumbs up, that'd be great. So, no one says, last I knew, Albany, Georgia had the most cases per capita, and also New Orleans, despite Queens and Kings have the most cases, according to this map, with about Queens has over 34,000 and Kings has over 29,000. So, yeah, no, 2 million people worldwide. Florida has over 21,000 cases. Yeah, I believe that. They have a tourist area, that's why. Disney parks is a lot to take in as a first timer, but it isn't necessarily negative. Well, it can be. Like, if you hate crowds and you don't like the elbow rubbing, as I put it, then Disneyland is definitely not for you. It's like there are people that I know where it's like just knowing their personality, Disneyland's not going to be fun for them at all. But if you don't mind elbowing with people, if you go to like concerts and stuff like that, then it's really no worse than that. Let's see. Charlotte was a big city, Kevin. That's very small. Well, it doesn't really matter. If it's over 1,000 cases, you're still playing with fire on that one. So that's of course my opinion. And I know a lot of people on this channel don't agree with that opinion because, as I say, they've got to eat, and I can respect that. I can't tell you what to do. But if you want my opinion, I've said this before, keep your stupid ass at home. Keep it at home. Not worth it. Because guess what? You get, heck, aside from the damage you can do to other people when you get them sick, if you get sick, you can have some scarring of the lungs, which will have lifetime problems. And I don't know, but Uber and Lyft sure don't seem worth putting up with lifelong scarring of the lungs. My opinion, of course. Sometimes numbers don't really paint the whole picture without knowing the population or the level of testing. Yeah, I know. Rick says, Disney, I was only there once in 1994. When we checked in, they planted new flower bed. 3 days later, when we left, they tore them all down again and replanted. Disney does that sometimes. They really do. Kevin, how many CDs for the Final Fantasy VII Remake? Are you talking about the soundtrack? Because if you're talking about the game, there's 2 discs. One to install the game, and one, which is the gameplay itself. Let's see here. Well, if you get the vinyl, there's 7 vinyls. Or you talk about the music just that you collect in the game? I think I've got 7 or 8. I just want your thoughts, saying, so, okay, that's my thoughts. But if you're going to do it, again, can't stop you. Stay as safe as you can. Gloves, mask, disinfectant, sanitizer. If they're not wearing a mask, I wouldn't let them in, but that's just me. So, would you ever do Disney Cruise? Oh, yes. Once the Disney Cruise opens, that's actually probably going to be our next vacation because they're going to be so cheap. So, I drove a woman who just said her last goodbye to her husband. Sorry to hear. Steven says, see, people do not even wear the mask unless you make people pay, like, fines. Yep. But I think if you offer them the plastic bags, they're just going to miss the bags. The particles go into the air. Yeah, it's best to have a mask. They all have masks. Well, it's good that they all have masks. Oh, hey, Alex, how you doing? I only drive to fill the fridge and supplies, that's all. Well, look, food delivery is a lot safer. And heck, if you get on Amazon Flex, which I hate that I'm recommending this, but tips for Amazon Flex I hear are really, really good, and it's a lot less dangerous. So that's what I recommend. Jody says, "How expensive is it to go to Disney? Because I have heard of people doing the Make a Wish just to get a free trip. They would never be able to pay for themselves. Disney is too expensive, in my opinion. Way, way too expensive. So let me see. I don't even know if it's going to be on the website anymore because of what's currently going on. You know, the park's being closed and all of that. But let's see here. Parks and tickets. Park tickets. Select the number of days. Let's do 1. And we can't go until probably, well, the latest we can book is September. So, to go for 1 day in September, $154 per ticket. Excuse me. That's just not. That's too expensive in my opinion. Queens is the top number of cases in my city, and Brooklyn is number 2. Well, this says Queens and Kings. Where's Brooklyn? I don't even see Brooklyn on the. Oh, it's by county. These are they're listing by county, of course. So, well, I believe that. Man, about Trip, I know interesting stuff about Trip. That's for certain. So, and yeah, in all fairness with Disneyland, if you get like packages and you buy multiple days, you do get like discounts and stuff, but like one of the things you have to keep in mind is it's like, yeah, but then you're buying multiple days. And it's not just the multiple days you're buying multiple hotel visits and air travel. So it gets very, very expensive. I know families who save their entire lives, like 10 years, to go to Disneyland for 1 day. It's not economic. If you want an economic vacation, there are plenty of other theme parks, and I know Scott's going to disagree with me, but a lot of them are just as good, if not better. So that's not Knott's Berry Farm. Like Disneyland's way better than Knott's Berry Farm, but like Universal Studios is easily half the price, and it's just as good as Disneyland in my opinion. So, but these areas are hot spots because of our density and population. Oh yeah, no, I mean when everyone's getting on the subway, yeah, that's a problem for a virus like this. All right, and Steven says, "Hey Kevin, thanks for the info on Facebook. I was referring to something else, but yeah, got to be careful in life." Oh, okay. What was? What was that again? Let me see. The last one is. Oh, what? Sorry. I guess I don't know what you were asking then. Sorry. Um, how long do you suggest staying at home? 2022 until the government says so. Per capita is a measurement of cases per the amount of people who live there. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I'm not good with things like that. Sorry. Uberman Tampa says, I just saw your video about me, Alex. I'm dying laughing. I love this freestyle chat you're doing now. Thank you, Marco. Um, if the TCM Disney Cruise is available for a really good rate this year, would you consider doing it? It depends on how things are looking outside, but yes, I would. Tips with Flex are awesome. Disney isn't that bad if you're willing to make sacrifices. The tickets will be the most. Well, the tickets will be the most unless you stay at a Disneyland hotel or Disney World hotel because those hotels are ridiculously expensive. But most people stay at a regular inn or something because Who needs a luxury hotel when you're just going to be sleeping there that night? What job did you have working in Disneyland? I was a bartender at Disneyland. Oh. Jody, things can be done in a package, book a year in advance, and pay monthly. Well, yeah, we've got like a really hardcore Disney fan, as you can see right here. See, I would never pay month. I would never pay off a vacation monthly like that. I would just personally, I would save until I had the money, and then I would go. But I also approach that with credit cards. I don't charge something on my credit card unless A, I have the money to pay it off the very next day so that I can get, the points. Or B, if it's an emergency. So that's my philosophy, but I wouldn't make monthly payments for a vacation. For a computer, maybe, but not a vacation. All right, have you done Dollywood? No, I do want to do Dollywood though. Do you like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter more than Star Wars Galaxy's Edge? Oh, heck yes. Heck yes. I mean, I know Scott's going to get upset with me right now, but Galaxy's Edge sucks. That theme park, that little area of the theme park totally sucks. Granted, it's nice to look at. Fancy drinks, the Coca-Cola bottles are kind of neat. A lot of nice merchandise. That's where, attention to detail, really cool. But, geez Louise, it feels like a shopping mall. It doesn't actually feel like part of a theme park. I mean, when it opened, there was only one ride. Now there's two. There was only one ride. Now there's two. But, geez, if I didn't feel like that wasn't Disney just like making something to sell me stuff. Like it was so transparent that they're trying to sell me stuff that I was like, screw this place. I don't even think the one ride that was open at the time was that fun. The Smuggler's Run, I don't think it was that fun of a ride, to be honest. I've been on it twice, and both times I was very, very underwhelmed. So, no, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is a heck of a lot nicer, way more clever. Granted, they're trying to sell you stuff too. I acknowledge that. But, when Harry Potter opened, it only raised the tickets by $10. When Galaxy's Edge opened, it raised the tickets like by $50, and it wasn't even that great. So, yeah, in my opinion, I could have done without Galaxy's Edge, personally. So Noah says, I was trying to say that that per capita, the measurement of cases compared to population, a small town in Georgia called Albany, and also of cases per capita. Yeah, yep, I agree with you. I know that's what you were trying to say. So, anyway, sorry for the miscommunication on that one. I get what you're saying now. Uber in Tampa says, Jody, email me. It's my name at Gmail. I'll help you out. It's not that bad. Disneyland is to be avoided. Walt Disney World is currently doing 3-day parks for $175, and you stay off site. Oh yeah, there are help. Contact him. He will help you out with all of that. But yeah. Like I mean, well, here's the thing. If you if you decide to do like a week, for example, at Disneyland, then it's down to $72, and that is not as bad, but now of course you're buying a lot more days, so you're definitely going to be saving quite a bit of time. And it depends how many people you're bringing with you. Then you could probably go to a few days at Disneyland / Disney World for a little under $500. If you're taking family of 4, you're going to be paying a heck of a lot more. So, have you ever stayed at any of the hotels near Disneyland? Oh yeah, I could stay there for free when I worked there. That's not something they let you do anymore, but I could. And my recommendation, I'd skip the Disney hotels. I'd just get a regular hotel. I mean, but they are nice. But if in Disneyland, the Grand Californian. But that's because the Grand California is a hotel / spa. So that's a little different than the other hotels. The weakest one is probably the Paradise Pier Hotel. Nice rooms and everything, but there's nothing convenient about it. So, Do you like water parks? Not really. I won't get upset. You're allowed to have your own opinion. Oh, That's good. I mean, I do like Disneyland, but I don't like that area. Um, let's see here. Kevin, did I hear you right? You were a Yes, I was a bartender at Disneyland. That's a bartender who never had any alcohol before. That's interesting, right? Galaxy's Edge is a huge trap for spending money. Okay, well I'm glad we agree with that. Do a live chat from Universal Studios. I might do that sometime. I did do a couple live streams from Universal, but yeah, we'll see. I only I like the Astro World when it was open. You could get a season pass for $50. Yeah. Disney in general are an evil company. They're one of the top five companies I'm concerned about getting too big. I'll say that. Um, I guess you don't understand. And anyway, that's not to me. Yeah, see, I wouldn't stay on site. You can get a Hilton for half the price. Yeah, no, the Disney hotels is truly something if you have a lot of money and you just want to experience it. But when you really think about it, it's not super convenient if you're trying to just go to Disneyland. Because it's like you're paying a lot of money for these super nice rooms that you're going to spend, what, a couple hours in at 2 to 4 hours in at most the entire day eating breakfast and getting ready for bed. It's it's really not worth it. Now, if you do stay at the Disney hotels, they do try to incentivize you by, oh, you can have a certain number of fast passes free right from the get-go, and you get to go to the park an hour earlier than most people. I mean, that can kind of be a nice thing. I mean, you can definitely get on a lot of rides, so but it's so expensive, like I don't know. Man, I bet all the foot massages will be out of business soon. Probably not. In fact, if anything, I think hair salons and stuff will be allowed to come back because they sanitize everything. I mean, they're closed because they're non-essential, but one of my viewers, Andrea, who I've actually met in real life, and she's very nice, by the way. She was pointing out how like they sanitize everything, so it's like that business probably could reopen if the women wear masks. They'll probably be fine. So Alex said, I stood at the Disney Resort when I went about 7 years ago in Anaheim. Have you ever met Sideshow Bob at Universal? Yes. In fact, most recent time we went to Universal Studios, Sideshow Bob was there, and my niece went and got a picture of him, and she was funny because this was before we rode the Simpsons ride. She doesn't know anything about the Simpsons. And we ride the ride, and Sideshow Bob is a villain, and she's like, I want to delete that picture of that evil guy that I took a picture with. Which we didn't, but I thought that was a cute comment. Uh, oh, neat that you want a free trip to Disney World. I heard the best bartenders don't like alcohol. Well, we can certainly resist the temptation of drinking it, that's for certain. I've actually never had alcohol in my life. I don't know what it tastes like. Jody says, what's the point of the plexiglass at gas stations at a counter when it doesn't protect the customer and employee? The plexiglasses isn't a 100% stop, but it helps a little bit. So that's why. Let's see here. Another thing that was expensive was the restaurant with the characters. Well, don't talk to me about expense of restaurants because I've dined at Club 33, and that is an expensive restaurant to eat at. Of course, as a once in a lifetime experience, it was great, but is a Hollywood sign overrated to see? Probably, if only because it's not as big as you probably think it is. So, Chris works for the Hilton, so we get rooms for $35 a night. That's how you do it. So, all right, I've caught up, and we are at 15 minutes. So, okay, 10 more minutes, and then we will probably end this, I would say. I would recommend Silver Dollar City. What is Silver Dollar City? Let me look it up real quick. Silver Dollar City. Oh, it's an amusement park. In Missouri. Oh. Yeah, looks fun. Looks looks fun. Yeah, no, this place looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, like if I'm ever in Missouri, have to go to Silver Dollar City. Oh, okay. Oh, oh, I may have heard a blip about it. Mm-hmm. All right, so 10 minutes, folks. Any final Crystal says, Kevin, why do you have your live stream so late all the time? I'm in the Midwest. Well, that's pretty simple. It's because I'm getting lonely at night. I mean, I have no I'm having a hard time sleeping most nights, to be perfectly frank. I don't have to get up early anymore. And the wife goes to bed early, and so you do this long. You turn the house long enough, and you can't sleep for the most part. And it's like you start getting, I don't know, you start getting depressed or something like that. So I'm doing the live streams basically to stay sane at this point. And yeah, it's late, I know, for a lot of people. And I know the live streams would probably do better if I started early, but my wife is up and can keep me company during those times, so I don't need to. That's that's why. So I heard we could go in a Cold War with China in the future. I don't know, me might, but because Kevin wants Mr. Uber to be here. No, that's not it at all. It's because by the way, I want to be careful about, but it's like, but I totally agree with this statement. Totally agree with that statement. So, House Democrats introduced plan to pay Americans $2,000 a month until economy recovers from closure. Yeah, we'll be paying for that long term. I'm already not looking forward to how we're going to pay back the current stimulus bill. Did you try some melatonin for sleep? No, I didn't, but I've tried taking some sleep aid. It's hard to sleep sometimes. Great, and also I typically am a night owl. I was doing stuff that required me for a while to wake up early, but that's not happening right now because of everything that's going on. So that's all it is. Just can't sleep and want some human companionship, and this is a great way to do it. And you guys get to be entertained, hopefully, maybe, possibly. I don't know. I tend to attract 30 to 50 people every night though, so someone enjoys coming over and watching. All right, let's see what else is going on. Um, are streaming services dying? No, streaming services are not dying. Do you think that the Simpsons prediction of future is a conspiracy? It's a funny coincidence. It's nothing more than that. Of course, your content is always very entertaining. Well, I don't know if always might be a strong word, but I'm glad you like most of it. Well, we like keeping you company. Well, thanks. And I like if I can keep you company too. That's also great. Mark says, I'm type 2 diabetic and have neuropathy, so I can only sleep 2 to 3 hours at a time. Oh, ouch. Sorry to hear that. Really sorry to hear that. So, but sometimes I miss you because I doze off. That's fine. You don't have to see me every single night. I appreciate that you come the nights that you can come, but you don't have to come every single night. So, by the way, what I haven't looked because I've been so busy working on some of the videos today. What are some of my friends doing? Let's see here. It's interesting that your driver Mike is making videos again. Have you ever done the walk in Walt's footsteps toward Disneyland? Oh yeah, yeah, I have. Also, when I worked at Disneyland and I took my breaks, the break room was right underneath Walt's apartment, so I'm very familiar with that area. Some of the Trump stuff the Simpsons did was actually after Trump was elected, so it wasn't a prediction at all. But they did also have a random blip that predicted Trump too. Well, it's things like when the Simpsons predicted like when one of them said 20th Century Fox, a Walt Disney company, and they did that years before Disney bought Fox. That things like that are a little interesting. I miss Nickelodeon Park in Florida. Hmm, I don't, but granted, I don't know if I'd enjoy it very much nowadays. So, Tourist, the rideshare professor is going to do a 24-hour live challenge. Geez, guys, should I try to do a 24-hour live challenge? That would definitely be one way to well kill a day. I've heard drugs have gotten better in the U.S. since what I don't know what drugs they're talking about, and I don't know much about the drug industry to be honest. So, except for the fact that a lot of that we had a shortage on a lot of them because we get most of our drugs from China, and China wasn't making them for us at the moment. So, yep, that will probably change. Yeah, sorry, answering something real quick. Yeah, jump in 24. My favorite rides at Disneyland are the Teacups and Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. My favorite rides at Disneyland, I like Space Mountain. I like California Screaming, and I like the Aerosmith roller coaster and at the Hollywood. I don't know if it's still there, but I liked that. You could game 24 hours. I could, although no one would watch it. I tried gaming just a little bit, um, live on the channel, and I got so many dislikes. Granted, I'm not going to be taking that too seriously anymore. It's like I'm gonna make the videos I want to make, and if people don't like them, oh well, there's the door. So yeah, it started by DDR and Driver Sensei on Sunday. Sunday, okay. LMAO, you can't even do the 5 hours. Well, Mark, let's be fair. Someone you asked me randomly one night, "Are you going to do this for 5 hours?" And it's like, no, I didn't plan to. But if I plan for something, who knows? Although you're right, I probably couldn't do 24 hours. I'd be up for it. I try to stay on for as long as I can. App 3.0 gaming and app reviews. I don't know how much I'm going to do gaming on this channel, but I've definitely been talking about other um uh, other other apps. I view 10, 12-hour lives often, but no ahead of time if they're long, I don't know if I could view them. Yeah. Do you think the boost in YouTube subs and views on YouTube is only because of what's going? Once it dies down, the subs and views will die. Also, are you talking about my channel or just anyone's? Because I don't know what you're trying to get at. Have you ever been in the Pinball Hall of Fame in Vegas? No, but that sounds interesting. That sounds very, very interesting. So, one second, folks. I hate it when like a conversation on Facebook that's just supposed to be a little fun ends up just the how should I say this? People start thinking like you're mad for some reason. It's like, no, I'm not mad. I'm not even annoyed. So that's fu- let's see here. No, it says, yeah, same here. I don't even choose streaming movies because when I watch YouTube all day because everything's 5 minutes. Hey, you might want to try Quibi out. Try Quibi out. Everything's like 3 to 10 minutes, and it's actually got Hollywood talent involved, which is interesting. So okay, okay, I think that's where we are going to end this. It's been an hour. An hour is typically where I try to leave it, but any anyway, there you go. For everyone who might be watching this in the future, what do you think about any of these topics? I'd like to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.